All right, so Tyler, the Creator, just said this. This is very good for all you musicians. Check this out.
To all you niggas out there that's making music or art, you could just put this shit out. You don't always have to have the big rollout and fucking, blood, sweat, and tears. I spent 30 years on this shit. Because what happens is niggas will design their own handcuffs and lock themselves up and throw a key away. And then that just turns into fear after a while. Then it takes 30 years for niggas to put something out. Then that's why we never got Detox. Niggas just being too precious with the shit. And granted, I have done that. I was precious with albums. But now I'm like, sometimes this song's just good. It doesn't always have to be innovative and pushing the next thing. Sometimes you just want to wear a white motherfucking t-shirt, bro.
All right. What he said is very true. A lot of you guys are too nitpicky when it comes to your music. I've seen it a million times, and I was actually a person like that as well. I have thousands of beats that nobody has ever heard. Thousands of them. All because the kick wasn't too good. The snare wasn't right. Or I just felt that it just wasn't the right beat to send to certain artists or whatever. Or I felt like I didn't have the master levels right. And then I have songs as well. I have songs with people that I've never put out because I felt like, I need to, just go ahead and, fix the frequency right here at the 1K range, or I had to redo another take of the vocals because the vocalist might not have hit that note just the way I wanted to have it. And a lot of times we place our own fears on our own music, and next thing you know, it's sitting on the hard drive forever. And then we will wonder, oh my goodness, why am I not a big music person? Or like a producer, why am I not a top producer right now? And I know I have pretty decent stuff. It's because a lot of times we nitpick at things, and a lot of times we fall in love with something that we can recreate. What I had to learn, especially when I moved up here in Atlanta, is like, you couldn't sit here and hold on to records like that. People were moving at a very fast pace. And when I was in Alabama, when I was in Florida, we used to kind of take our time with certain things. But when the music industry is moving at a fast pace, you got to keep up. And you might have some timeless records. Don't get me wrong. There are some records that are timeless that you can put out at any moment. But as we all know, as time goes on, things get older. And sometimes you can revisit that. But in most situations, it's not like that because you get better and better every time you make music. However, having songs that you just created maybe a year or two ago sitting on your hard drive does absolutely nothing. And I know everybody's saying, well, you got to make sure you have everything perfect before you can put it out, because if you don't do that, it's just going to sit and you're really not going to make any money. Well, at least you have a chance that if you do put the song out and maybe try to put some type of push behind it or try to promote it a certain type of way, you can make something. It might be $5, it might be $10, but it'll be something rather than $0 sitting on your hard drive or tape or reel if you still have those or whatever, but you still got to transfer it digitally right now. But what I'm trying to say is all the technical stuff, all the nitpicking, all that stuff right there is hindering a lot of you guys because you feel like everything has to be perfect in your eyes. And sometimes you're not right, if I could say it like that. Sometimes your perfect is mediocre to somebody else. And sometimes your perfect can be too perfect to somebody else. We all have a feeling about our music. We all are very passionate about our music and we want it to be correct. But it's never going to be perfect, even if you feel that that song is perfect. Because I'm going to tell you something right now that a lot of you guys need to hear. Regardless if you have 15 million people who like your songs, there's going to be another billion who does not like it. It doesn't matter if 30 people like your songs. There's going to be another 30 to 100 that do not like it. So understand that there are going to be people out here who do not like your music. They're never going to like it. But there are going to be people who are going to be fans of what you do, and that's all that matters. Yeah, sometimes you might put out a song and it might not be mixed that good, but the emotion of the song may captivate some people. Yeah, you might want to play some beats for a certain artist, but the mix might not be perfect. But the emotion of the beat captures that artist to where they're like, hey, I dig this. Once we get this thing mixed and mastered right, it's going to be okay. So you can't be scared to put out your stuff and then say you want to be a musician. Now, I know there's some people that just want to do this as a hobby. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm not talking to people who just like to make music to make them feel good inside of their homes, and they have no intent of putting it out. They just want to, have this as a hobby. It's like somebody who builds like toy cars and just likes to sit them up in their house, and that's pretty much it. They don't really even show people. That's one thing. But if you're building toy cars to sell them, they're not going to do any good sitting inside your house. You need to either put it on Facebook Marketplace or go to certain conventions or go to certain places and sell it. It's the same thing for music. If you're not a hobbyist and you're trying to get into this music game or this music industry, whether you're trying to be a signed artist or an independent artist, you have to put something out for people to hear. And being nitpicky about everything and, the frequency's not right, or, today is Thursday, I can't release no songs on a Thursday, or, it's Monday, I don't have my creative juices on Monday to make a song. All that stuff, throw that out the window. And take the fear of putting stuff out, because this is another thing I've noticed. Me recording people for over 25 years now, I have noticed that people love to come in the studio and record. I mean, they will record, and keep recording. And then come back in 2 months later and record again. And they never put out a song, ever. Because the hardest thing to do is to actually go to places like DistroKid, which I do have a link in the description if you want to, get your DistroKid account. It's hard for people to go there and actually upload their music to the site, put in all the metadata, and then release it. That's one of the hardest things to do with a lot of artists. And I'm always wondering, why is that? Even though you have like 50 million songs that come out every single day. But for people who actually have pretty decent music, it is very hard for artists to do that. You almost have to force people to tell them, hey, put the music out. And then they're like, oh man, it ain't right, it ain't perfect. Man, it's never going to be perfect. But that's what a lot of you guys have to do. You have to have confidence in what you do. And sometimes it's not going to be perfect. Yes, everybody would like to have a mix from a top mix engineer. Yes, everybody would like to have a top master from the top mastering engineers. Yes, you would like to work with the top producers or the top writers or whatever. Yes, you want to be signed. Yes, you want to be independent. But sometimes you got to do it yourself, and sometimes you got to trust the process. If you release a song and you got 10 people that like it, then most likely the next time you release it, you're going to get more people that like it. And you just have to trust the process. It's going to be a slow process, but if you stay with it and learn on the way, then I'll guarantee you that at some point you can probably get up to 500 to 1,000 fans. And 500 to 1,000 fans is actually a lot. I know some of you guys are thinking, oh man, that's not a lot. But have you ever been to a place where it was like a 100-seater or a 200-seater and seen how many people 200 people are to come see you? For you producers out there who want to get your beats out, all your beats sit on your hard drive and you fall in love like, oh my goodness, this beat right here, I'm going to wait because I love it so much. I got to wait till I meet Jay-Z. And when Jay-Z hears this beat, oh my goodness, he's going to get his mind blown. No, he's not. You're probably not going to meet Jay-Z. Okay? I'm just telling you that right now. What I am telling you is take that beat, put it in a pack, and send it out to some artists. And then don't be scared. Oh my God, what if they steal the beat? What if they do this and do that? They have a whole bunch of stuff online right now to where they can track your beats. You can copyright your stuff. You can copyright it as a compilation and send it out as people. The compilation is like a couple bucks, like 60, 70 bucks, where you can copyright everything. I don't know the exact price, but something like that. Where you can take a compilation of all your audio, upload it to the copyright office, the U.S. Copyright Office, And you can send that stuff out, and then if anybody tries to take it, it will hold up in court. Or you can at least take it to court and feel confident that it will be handled. Or you can make a beat tape, put it online, make sure you have it, have the dates, have all your files, make sure everything has all the original dates and everything on it, because right now it's not as hard to steal stuff because we have all this data that we have collected. Send those beats out. All that fear that you're accumulating in yourself to not send your stuff out is hurting you. So stop being so scared. Stop being scared to put your music out, whether if you're an artist, a producer, a writer, or whatever. Singer, whatever you want to be, rapper, whatever. Put it out. It's not doing any good on your hard drive unless you're just doing this as a hobby.